Alright, so it's not available on mobile or consoles. I can live with that. Alright, how's it going, everybody? I'm Metal Monster.
I'm Fullmetal 289.
And welcome to the Advanced Anime Livecast, episode 31.
Harry Potter.
I'm pretty sure LunaXHarry forever. Yes. So, anyway, sorry about the delayed start. Had some significant technical difficulties. As in something that in the future we're going to look into and probably make a very big complaint about this issue. But we'll have to see, because it was just really weird and not good.
Twitch is evil.
Yeah.
Well, they're changing the protocol without announcement.
Yeah, something like that. So, anyway, we're here though. We made it. We have backups for our backups for our backups. And we just
hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. I tried to get backups set up, so in case something catastrophic did occur, we weren't gonna be. Well, that's the end of the podcast. See y'all later, guys. But we're here, thankfully.
We're prepared.
Yep. And always be prepared. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Okay, no.
Okay, so as per usual,
We'll start off with what's new, AA.
What's new, AA? What's new, AA? Well, the biggest new thing on AA is, unfortunately, the Valentine's topic has been locked. I wonder if Miracle Girl's on and kind of give us a comment on what occurred. Because, yeah, the last message officially asked the thread to be locked. Hopefully we can try again next year. Like, I want to say that probably means that there wasn't enough participation.
That's the only thing I could get out of it. I skimmed through the posts and everything, and it sounds as though she only got one response from going nuts. So, kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. But don't want to make assumptions. There might have been something else that happened.
It's true.
We don't know. We just have clues that we read way too much into. Alright. So, let's go ahead and talk about our new topics for this week. So, let's see. So, Tumblr, that's kind of old. Advanced Anime Nuzlocke, that was last week. Or probably the week before. No, last week. How's that been going for you, Fullmetal?
I just got to play it a little bit more recently. Today I cleared the second gym. Lost my first Pokemon. I actually lost two Pokemon. Lost Chibi the Arbiter and Elvinavari. It's really sad. He actually does cut you a little more deep when you know that that Pokemon you actually have to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So needless to say, I was pretty devastated. I lost my bird Pokemon, and it's just I don't know. I'm kind of. It's not so bad so far because it's still early game, but this is probably really going to affect me in the late game. I really need some more variety on my team. My only water Pokemon right now is a Magikarp. Moroku's girl too. Lol. But anyways, so far, yeah, it's it definitely adds a new twist to it, and I think I really like playing this version of it. It's just only getting one Pokemon per area. It gives it a lot more challenge, really. What do you think so far?
Yeah, I think so. I've only lost the Kakuna web. There's been a couple failed catchings that would have been really helpful had I not failed to catch them. But so far, pretty well. I mean, I've been abusing the daycare like crazy. I use Meowth to use Payday to get some money, and then throw a Pokemon in the daycare to get a couple levels, and then take them out and get a level so they learn the attack that I want them to, then put them back in the daycare, rinse and repeat. But this time, I was really close to losing Hamu and Eternal Sin just because of Confuse hacks, which was really scary.
Yeah, that's one thing with Pokemon, especially with critical hits. Sometimes you're really at the mercy of the RNG, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when that happens. It sounds like you're really on top of things, though. I kind of wish I could find my own daycare center to sort of help things along, or just to get a better team variety. Two Zigzagoons is kind of like a real pain to try and work with.
Yeah. Especially if you're fighting types.
So that's how far we are. You're playing Fire Red, and you still playing the other Pokemon game?
I haven't played that in a while. I was thinking about maybe streaming that the Light Platinum a little bit tonight.
Okay, that might be interesting. Yeah. So you're playing Light Platinum and Fire Red. I'm playing Pokemon Ruby. We both played these games before. I played Pokemon Ruby before, but it's been years, so it's very much a new experience.
It's like you never quite know what to expect.
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think either of us have really been looking at guides or FAQs or anything like that to see what's ahead, other than maybe looking at some stats here and there. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's pretty much just a fun blind run. It's kind of nostalgic, really.
Yeah.
So I'm having fun with it. Hemu apparently tried a Nuzlocke run, and apparently she ran into a shiny Mareep and just kind of quit.
Yeah.
So hopefully she gets back to that. Moroku's Grow, you ought to try playing the game too, if you can.
Yeah.
Please. We want some more participation, people.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting to read other people's stories and see how they're doing and what causes them to lose somebody.
Hoping day by day you don't see your name on that list of dead people.
I don't want to die. Poor Elvin. I mean, she's boxed in my game because Chihiro is an overleveled Furo at this point with Drill Peck.
Yeah, I was really disappointed in Elvin dying because I got her all the way to level 19. I went through the entire gym. Everything was looking great. It's just I got to the gym leader. First one, she took a little damage on. I healed her. I thought she had enough HP, and it's just she got hit 5 times. It was just one of those RNG hacks. Really, it's just like. And then she went down, and I could hardly believe it. It's like, so now I'm out of flying Pokemon, so I'm gonna need something to replace that so I can use Fly later. She was the highest level on my team. She was probably going to get ready to evolve in a few levels, so... devastating, but sorry, Elvin.
Yeah. Alright, what else? Oh, happy birthday, Lady. So, this week was Lady Fire Eyes' birthday.
Yep, happy birthday to Lady Fire Eyes. It's really good to see that she's still on here and even still a subbing, man. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And then snow was an older topic. Everybody's getting more snow lately. Let's see. Super Smash Bros. That was the new topic from last week's podcast.
Yeah, not a whole lot of participation, it seems, sadly.
Yeah, it doesn't seem as popular as it used to be on AA. I remember when we had all those debates and stuff like that, and the whole 3 or 4 different Smash societies.
Yeah, well then again, I mean that's probably when the video game star was probably a lot more bigger back then too.
Yeah, I remember Rolling Thunder and someone else, was it Mad Z?
Rolling
or
Thunder,
something?
probably Ultimate Weapon.
Yeah, probably they banned me and stuff like that.
Yeah, he can. That's crazy to imagine, huh?
Yeah, I was banned from societies.
Yeah, you don't want to be part of their shitty society anyway. For being smarter than them.
For being a tourney player.
Tourney hacks.
Yeah.
Can't stand his pro levels. But anyways, yeah. I guess another thing is that we're kind of in a dry spell period right now. I mean, it's the new Smash game is coming out now, but I mean, we don't. There isn't that big high feeling of new players coming in.
Yeah.
Getting interested, so I don't know. Maybe after the next Smash game comes out, it'll be more popular, but whatever. Bleach Weekly Discussion, that's pretty much same old stuff, complaining about everything. Then there's another new thread by Himtara's Pimp. I think that came out this week.
Yep.
Phobies may be memories passed down in genes from ancestors. And I gotta admit that's the title does seem like it was pretty interesting, but I don't know the idea that it's genetic, that phobia is maybe something genetic.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of far fetched a little bit, but I do remember hearing or something like that there was a way to kind of pass memories through DNA, and I think maybe that was the basis for the study, maybe. But but it just seems kind of far-reaching that phobias may be, passed down memories.
Yeah, but that is very interesting, though. It's an interesting idea. It's just, it does seem kind of far-fetched.
Yeah. All right. I think that was pretty much it for the new topics.
Seems like it. Yep.
Let's see. Oh, the Winter Olympics. Where'd that one go? Oh, that's at the top still. So the Winter Olympics. And I'm guessing that has to do with the Winter Olympics, which I believe started...
I think it was Thursday.
Thursday
Night.
Thursday night or something like that. So them bobsledding and the Winter Games and everything.
Yeah, Olympic Winter Games is supposedly in Russia?
Sochi, Russia, yes.
Yeah.
With the odd toilets. Double toilets that are next to each other. Like no stall in between them, 2 toilets sitting next to each other.
Why would they have two toilets sitting next to each other?
I don't know. It's been like a thing on like Instagram and stuff. Like people are posting pictures, even if it's like toilets that don't really belong in Sochi. Like they're not actually there. Like people were posting these pictures of these bizarre toilets for wherever they were, which is kind of interesting.
So you just kind of use one toilet and then another person uses the toilet next to you?
It looks like that, yes. But who knows what the story actually is on that. From what I found, it's been pretty inconclusive, but I still thought it was kind of funny.
That is kind of weird.
Yes, it is.
So now we'll go to the galleries while we talk about our topic. So, for those of you that weren't following, which I don't believe anybody wasn't following, J.K. Rowling came out and said that she feels that Ron and Hermione were a mistake. That they really shouldn't have been together.
Like, gasp. Many
Dun,
years
dun,
after
dun.
the fact. Okay, well, maybe not many years, but several years after the fact, pretty much, yeah. Coming out and basically just sort of trying to take the whole Ron and Hermione thing back.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think there's probably some people who were kind of confused. I think even like, so I guess more sort of casual fans of, I think I'm using the word casual, but you know, well, yeah, okay, you know, it's just, you know, mom, dad, and the other whole family.
The people
and
who
stuff.
watched the movies but didn't know anything else.
Yeah, kind of like that. But it's like, you know, I sense even kind of people like that they didn't really understand the whole, you know, Ron and Hermione thing. Like, it's like, I thought she was going to be paired with Harry. And it's like, yeah, I know.
We all had hoped for that, but then it didn't really.
I mean, I think the Harry, Hermione had some basis to it. I mean, they had good chemistry on screen. They had pretty good chemistry in the books as well. And I don't know. I guess the idea for not having Harry and Hermione go together is because, you know, the fact that that's kind of the cliche, leading male, leading female. And then you've got the whole, like, foreshadowing. Oh, Harry is a jerk like his father James, whereas Hermione is all intelligent and calm and considerate like Lily. Oh my goodness. But I mean, I think that would have made more sense because of that connection rather than that connection being like the downfall of the pairing. Well, I guess that would have been too weird to have, you know, Harry and Hermione be pretty much reflections of Lily and James, really.
I guess that's true. I did think after you mentioned that, though, the idea that she wanted to avoid the, you know, the typical leading lady, leading male pairing, and I don't know. So that's kind of what I think. Maybe in an attempt to try and keep that from happening, or avoid a cliche like that, she just sort of like forced Ron and Hermione together just to try and make it seem more original, and really, just didn't seem like it fit as well.
It makes me laugh.
I'm smart and he's kind of dumb.
I mean, in the books and stuff like that, I guess he's kind of more portrayed as like the character with street smarts, the character with like intuition. You know, the character who's kind of struggles but tries to do the right thing. Whereas like the movies just clearly make him to be, you know, the comedic relief. It's like the Kuwabara complex all over again. You know, in the manga and the Japanese version,
he's not an idiot.
He's not an idiot. I mean, he says some dumb stuff, and he is kind of the comedy of the series, but they way overplay it in the English anime.
Yeah, kind of sad. It seems to be the way they sort of portray Ron. He doesn't seem to be that much of a seriously taken character, I guess, in the movies, does he?
Yeah. But he's like always with Harry, and he always tries to be with Harry and stuff like that, and he's always like supporting Harry, you know? It's like he's never really running away from the whole like, oh, you know, we're gonna fight this thing now? That's scary. I'm kind of going away. And it's like he portrays to be like scared and all the time, but it's like he's always in the action. He's always helping out, you know? He's not really running away or backing down.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So, obviously, I think that their pairing was kind of forced. It was kind of rushed. It was kind of weird. I think.
But I think the main issue is the fact that Harry and what's her name? Cardboard box.
Ginny.
Yeah, Ginny. Yeah.
The cardboard cutout.
Yeah, I think that was like the bigger problem because that relationship was just bad. Both books and movie, I thought he was just a bland character. Then it was like you could say that they foreshadowed it in the second book, but it's just like I don't see how a little girl crushing on famous guy is foreshadowing for anything.
Yeah, I feel like she just really didn't develop it enough, especially with when the book started implying that she was going to make Harry and Ginny an item. It's like I feel like the movie should have tried to capitalize on that more. I know in the sixth movie, I think they really tried to force her into the action more, but I think the problem is just okay. Well, I mean, in terms of like her acting problems, is just that she wasn't really a major character at all really until like the fifth and sixth books where she became more relevant. It's just like by then it's like I guess they didn't realize that this girl would actually need some acting lessons. So
yeah. But even then, it's just like the book was just even in the book it was just kind of awkward and it just didn't. It seemed out of place for everything. It was just all over frustrating.
Yeah. It does sort of come out of nowhere. I remember reading the sixth book, and it's just the scene where he like just suddenly decides that he's in love with Ginny now. It's just so kind of forced and awkward, really. It's just like he sees Ginny kissing her boyfriend in the hall, and it's just like all of a sudden it's just like this beast is like raging inside him. All of a sudden, it's just like when he's never made any sort of comment about Ginny in previous books before.
Yeah.
So it just kind of comes out of nowhere.
I think J.K. Rowling was kind of going for like, I bet this is how they feel. It's all angsty and all kinds of like, fight over dominance kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what romance are. Other thing though, like the truth of the matter, you don't usually end up with your high school sweetheart. So the whole fact that like everybody from Hogwarts is ending up together is a little odd in itself too. It's just like it's like a little too picture perfect, really.
Well, what about Flora and her husband? That was the one exception.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I guess you could argue that the wizard community is small and there's just not many choices, and Hogwarts is kind of the biggest school, and there's not really much of a college. But that's a stretch. I'm just gonna put that out. That's a stretch. Anyway, I'm a huge fan of LunaXHarry. I think that's like the one true pairing.
Yeah, I feel like that maybe she was gonna take it in that direction, especially with the fifth book and like the end of the fifth book. But it was kind of disappointing to see she didn't really go anywhere else with it. I don't know. Do you think that Luna and Harry actually had any chemistry together?
Oh yeah, definitely. They had chemistry both in the book and in the movie. I mean, Harry thought she was odd and stuff like that, but it was like a good odd, It wasn't like, whoa, you're creeping me out. Like, I'm sure at times he probably felt like, oh, you're creeping me out, but this was like her oddness made sense to Harry. I think he was like the person who understood it from like the moment they met in like the third book, where she's like, oh, you see them too, and it's like, oh, she relates to me. And then they have some other moments together as well.
That is true. I mean, she's experienced a similar kind of pain to Harry as well.
And she doesn't like treat Harry like an idol like a lot of other people in the series.
Yeah, that's very true. I didn't really think about it that way. She just sort of treats Harry as another student, really.
Yeah. Oh, you're Harry Potter. You have an H in your name. Now I have to do the H person ritual. Touch my toes, touch my nose, da 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 da. Alright, all the bad spirits are gone now.
What?
Exactly.
It sounds familiar, but I don't know where from. And that's...
No, I don't think so. But I liked Luna. I think that would have been, if she wasn't going to go for the typical leading male, leading female, that's probably the best second choice, I think.
But then what would happen to what's his name? The forgetful one
Neville?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I think he would be left alone if that happened. So you'd have to make something work with that.
He was already forever alone.
Aww. I actually really liked him.
Okay, he probably wasn't going to be mean because he really does develop throughout the series, and I think J.K. Rowling does kind of make him out. He sort of shines bright at the end after.
Yeah, he has his moments,
all
definitely.
That he's been through in the series.
Yeah. I mean, he's the Harry of Harry. He could have been the Harry, but he wasn't the Harry, so he's just the Neville.
Then again, so I guess it's kind of getting kind of hard to really care about Neville and Luna then if the idea of Harry was going to get with Luna then.
Yeah, I don't think they pair too well together, Neville and Luna.
Well, I mean, I don't really see what kind of chemistry they had together.
Yeah. Neville was normal. He was like good-hearted, cheery, and stuff like that, but he wasn't like out there. He wasn't misunderstood either.
His parents were turned into crazies.
Yeah, that's true. He lives with his grandma, who's kind of weird, I guess.
Yeah, she dresses kind of weird.
I don't know. I didn't see him as being someone who particularly would relate too well to Luna.
I think they're oddities, though. Like, he was really, really awkward, especially in the beginning. He was terribly awkward until, like, I don't know, the summer puberty hit or whatever you want to call it, and then like everyone came back and was like, "Oh, I'm now adjusted to my mature body, woohoo!" And then they, you know what I mean? Like I think that they complement each other. I mean, I think Harry and Luna could have made it, but I think most of the time that Luna was like a friend who can help him act as a coping mechanism. Like they both lost a parent or their parents. And so, like, it was a traumatic experience for both of them to share. But I think it's kind of like the same circumstance where, like, two addicts would get together or, like, ex-addicts. Like, they lean on each other and it's like a crutch, but I don't think that it would have worked as a relationship.
That's really interesting.
Huh. Yeah. Because
Harry is an addict.
Well, you know what I mean. Like,
He is. Well, we won't deny it.
Was he addicted to himself?
And the fame. I don't know. He's
getting
into trouble. There we go. His adventure sense or whatever.
Well, yeah, because I mean, in the beginning, like especially, I mean, he seems like he's kind of awkward and unadjusted to all the fame and things like that. At first, I thought he was taking it kind of well, being modest.
I like how Honest Trailer mentions that and stuff like that. Like the third book is just like, now don't go after this guy. Why would I go after a killer? It's like because the last two movies. That's why. You do stupid stuff, okay? That's what we're saying. And it's just like, and then just like Harry stops and goes, I'm proving them right now.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Ron, you want to do something stupid and dangerous?
Yeah, sure, man.
Just like, even Fred and George kind of like, it's like, Harry, you're a cool guy, but man, you're dumb. It's like, you guys are practical jokers, and you guys do stupid stuff all the time. So yes, stupid, yes. Stupid and unsafe. That's what you're doing. You're doing is crazy. What we're doing is practical jokes. Ha ha
ha. Wow. Yeah, I guess I didn't really think just how reckless Harry is.
Yeah, he is pretty reckless.
Then again, I mean, Hogwarts grounds is filled with kind of just like a lot of dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Like.
And they never shut the school down.
Like at the beginning of the How It Should Have Ended one, where Dumbledore lists off all the stuff that can kill them that's on school grounds.
Yeah. It's like, I would probably hate going to school, Hogwarts and stuff like that. Like it snows and it's just like, do we have the day off? No. You're expected to come to school. Teacher, George just got eaten by a snake. Can we go home now? No. School's still open. Unless every Muggle-born dies in Hogwarts, school will remain open and you are expected to be in class. I don't care if Voldemort's knocking at our door. We are still having classes.
Didn't even think about it that way, huh? She's like, teacher, it's like, there's 2 more people that have been petrified in the hallways. It's like, put classes on a 2-hour delay. That's true. Yeah, they've had numerous times where they're about to get shut down, aren't they?
Yeah. It's just like one of those things and stuff like that. We've got to be open 170 days in order to be compliant with the Board of Education.
But I do like that the whole when she announced that the big blow up in the fandom and stuff like that. It's like, we're justified. Yes, we were right all along. We knew it. We knew better than she. Like so many Harry X Hermione fans were like, yes, finally.
I feel vindicated.
Finally, justice.
And people were like, I wonder if there's a rewrite book and stuff like that where Harry ends up with Hermione. It's just like, there's probably plenty of fan fiction that rewrites the 6th, 7th book.
In great detail, including Harry.
Yes.
In very great detail.
I just want to mention,
I
though,
don't know that to be true, though.
if you are a writer...
Oh, no, I probably guarantee it is true.
I just want to say, for all you writers out there, if you're writing something, give it an ending. Do not make an ending after an ending. Ending after endings are not good. So, the epilogue where, it's 20-year time skip, and he's named his kids after Snape and Dumbledore.
In the most ridiculous manner possible.
Yes, they get bullied at school. It's kind of obvious. But it's just doing that doesn't leave imagination to the reader, One of the exciting things about finishing a book is what happens next? Oh, anything could happen next. Life continues on even after the story's over.
Yeah.
But it's just it takes it all away. Oh, he's got kids, he's married, they got stupid names, they're gonna get punched in the school.
Hi, how are you? My name's Albus Severus. It's like, wow, that sounds like a really dumb name. It sounds like they gave you 2 first names.
Exactly. So it's just so you leave it up and stuff like that. The story ended. That's where your role ends as well. You've done your part. You've told the story, and people are gonna like it or they're gonna have their opinions on it. But it's you've written the story. You've done your part. You don't need to write the story after the story, unless you're gonna do a sequel or a prequel. Then I guess you would. But you don't. Epilogue isn't a sequel or a prequel. That's just kind of a cheap way to say, haha, here's what happened. Your fantasy ending come true. You married Harry. You had Harry's babies.
Everyone lived happily ever after.
He wanted to name it Albus Severus. After long arguing, you agreed, but the second son was going to be Goku. So, I don't know. I don't agree with the whole epilogue. Rewriting the ending and stuff like that. Great Expectations, where it's people weren't happy with the depressing ending, so we made a slightly less depressing ending. That's okay, It's oh, you give people what they want, a different ending. They had to do that with Mass Effect because the original Mass Effect ending was bad. So that's okay, but it's just to just add another ending. It's just 10 years in the future, nothing exciting is happening, but I'm gonna tell you anyway.
That's true. I always thought it'd be neat, to see some sort of extra story where I don't know, maybe Harry and Ron go off to some wizarding college, or I don't know, what their life as dwarves is or something,
Yeah.
Something like that. Something that comes after, but it's no, it's just 20 years later. It's here they are, they're married, they have kids, they're happy. It's what do they do for a living? It's I don't know, who cares?
You gotta think about it like that. It's is there really a lot of money in the aura business?
Yeah.
It's you work for the government. And the truth of the matter is, Harry's Naruto. He's not a particularly great wizard if it wasn't for the fact that, he beat Voldemort. So it's just you've got a subpar police officer, pretty much.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder, I don't know how many different professions you can have in the wizarding world.
You can run a shop. It seems to be the big thing.
Yep. So, yeah, so
you could study dragons.
Run a shop, study dragons, do something with pyramids, I think. I don't know, whatever.
You can teach, yeah.
You can be a teacher, yeah, that's true. You teacher. You can write phony articles.
So it's one of those things with the college professors. It's I can make a bajillion times more money in the field being an actual engineer. But I had a passion, I had a dream, so here I am, teaching Engineering 101 to you all. So one day you can make the decision whether you want to be rich and happy or a miserable teacher. But it's like in the wizarding world, it's just like, I could make a ton of money in the real... Oh, who am I kidding? I couldn't make any money in the real field, so there I am teaching defense against dark arts. My potion business went belly up because everybody makes potions. I made the charms and the charm spells, and I came to realize something. People, they don't look at you too fondly if you make charms. They're always thinking that you're putting them under some kind of spell. It also didn't help that my slogan was putting you under some kind of spell. So here I am teaching charms. I'm an old, cranky, powerful wizard. There unfortunately isn't very many jobs for old, cranky, powerful wizards. It's either work in the government or be headmaster. So I chose headmaster because politics is dumb. I wonder how do politics work in the wizarding world anyway? Like, none of them went to, got their degrees in poli-science, you know? So it's like, how do they even know how to deal with people? It's just like, today we're going to vote on the age of consent for magical usage. Whether it should be lowered to 16 or we should keep it at 18 after graduation. And it's just like, I object, I'm going to kill someone now. It's like, that's not parliamentary procedures. What's parliamentary procedures? I'm throwing my book. Where's my glove? Time to duel. Slap, slap, slap. Order. This is getting out of hand.
It does make you wonder how they learned any important skills or something in wizarding school, huh? When all they're learning about is charms and potions and things like that. Yes. How do you learn about law and government?
We need to tax the people an extra 1%, which according to our numbers is gonna be, oh my gosh.
Why is
Maybe
our
they
monetary
left it all
system
up
so
to the
confusing?
trolls, like,
Maybe.
because they took care of the banks, correct? So
Right.
And my other thing is too flying. Like, I know it's magical, but like everything just assumed that nothing wrong is gonna happen to the flying car. Like, teaching people how to drive, or you know what I mean, like things like that. Like, I don't know, it does require.
That would be
some
interesting and
basic
stuff like
knowledge of
that.
Science.
Yeah, it's just like, Harry, we've got problems. What's going on? The car, it's dying. Do you know why? It's like, well, it could be that we're up 3,000 feet and it's really cold up here, and the engines, don't typically respond too well with cold and low air pressure. Oh, why didn't you mention that earlier, Harry? It's like, because I don't know the science. It's like, it's also taking us a really long time to get to Hogwarts. It's like air resistance. Stupid cars aren't aerodynamic. Maybe if we push out the doors, we can pick up some wind resistance, and we can kind of get Bernoulli effect going on here and get some lift.
But no, instead they had to put it into a tree.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the interesting oddities of the wizarding world that people probably didn't think of, or J.K. Rowling didn't think of.
Or didn't really care to acknowledge because it is a fictional story.
Yes.
That, was
Cars
well written.
Cars don't need to follow the laws of aerodynamics.
Or laws at all.
The physics, it does not work.
How does car fly?
How do magnets work?
You were seen by no fewer than 15 muggles. Unfortunately, it was not nearly as exciting as everything else going on in the world, so it only was on the front cover for one day. And then relegated into the Tri-State News. And no one needs to read the Tri-State. You would think people would flip out, there'd be an investigation. No. Flying car, that's abnormal, but not something worth dwelling on.
What I thought was interesting is I think I always enjoyed the parts on the bus. The bus with the beds and the...
Oh, yeah. It's like, well, people are just too dumb to realize that there's a magical bus flying through the street. It's not that they're invisible, it's just that people just don't care to look.
Or that they just assume that everyone who reports is high on something.
Yeah. Also, one of the things I always wondered and stuff like that, like they make wizards out to be pretty powerful, but I mean, the best thing they have is the killing curse, and that's really it. You know, a gun does the exact same thing, and fortunately, pretty sure someone can draw instinctively faster than someone can wave their wand and think a spell.
Yeah, I sort of think about that too. Just like, I don't know, if you're like, you're gonna kill somebody, it's like you got the killing curse, and that seems to be like, the epitome of the, the wizarding world, It's like one of the unforgivable curses. It's the most unforgivable curse, really, so they act like you're not supposed to use it.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, you can't, in their realm, lift anything with your Jedi mind powers, right? Like, muggles can't do that. So, but you can do that with a wand. You can make things levitate. Powerful.
Yeah. But there's no way they'd be able to react fast enough to a bullet flying through the air to stop it or anything like that.
Makes you wonder what the speed of the Avada Kedavra spell is.
I don't know. From the movies, it didn't seem anywhere near as fast as, 300 feet per second or anything like that.
Yeah, or like I think bullets can travel like faster than the speed of sound, right? They say you never hear the bullet that kills you.
I don't know.
I think that's only said because eventually you're dead and it doesn't matter if you heard it or not.
The tree makes a noise. Make a sound. Hello?
Although unless you're dead instantly, I didn't really understand why.
Oh, look, VZA decided to drop in.
Oh boy, VZA.
I wonder if they've heard. I bet we've been rambling and there's been no sound this entire time. That'd be really bad. Though, I mean, it says there's sound. Yeah, it says to pick up on the mic.
Yeah, that would be really terrible.
That would be.
Somebody should say something in the chat if they can hear us.
They've all just said hello and yuppers and hi. Hi, Peppers. Oh, hi, people. It looked like Peppers for a second. Anyway, so we didn't really do anything with the member guessing game last week. So I guess we're going to keep that one again.
Yeah. It was Taro Sushi. What is it?
Let me see here. We'll pull it up. There it is.
I think I already posted up. There it is. Let me twist my head around. Magnificent Taros Sushi. Now, this time to make sure that the member guessing game clue does get up this week, I decided to go ahead and put it up in the thread before the podcast even started, so.
Yes. So as usual, if you figure it out, let us know through PM. Don't post it in the chat. Don't post it in the topic. Because we don't want to spoil it for other people.
Sure, this one's kind of hard, so everyone try it.
Yes.
Try your best. We haven't been getting responses lately. Do it.
Yes. Thanks everybody for watching. I know this is kind of a weird episode. I think it's a little different than what we've been talking about, but I think it was a good topic to try.
Yeah, I really think so too. There was plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
So.
Also apologize for the technical difficulties earlier and not getting started at 9:15 like we had hoped. But thanks everybody for being patient and sticking with us and everything. And thanks everybody for watching. So as usual, remember, post in the forums, play a game of Tagger, comment on Quasimodo's pictures, and remember to check out the AA store. And we'll see you all next week. I'm